when last we left our space vagrants, sex repulsed space vagrants, they were being sex repulsed. A little heavy-handed, I might say. I thought we were supposed to be a little open-minded and progressive.
Listen, I'm very open-minded, but like the man had a sex dungeon, Justin.
It's not a dungeon.
We can't be acting like a group of bogans.
It's fucking
Don't say the Star Wars slur.
You know how bogan is the ancient word for dark side, but apparently Dave Filoni just threw out Boken Jedi. As in, like, Jedi that was trained in, and, like, Dave Filoni, why you always pose more questions than answers? You're starting to piss me off at this point, Dave. Dave, come close.
Get so close right now.
Get so close right now.
When I find you,
we
Ricky,
love you.
David, when I find you,
David.
When I find you,
David, when I find you, you're gonna change it back to jizz.
It's true.
I'm going to shake you, David. David Felony, I am going to shake you.
Going to shake you. I'll take one of those helicopter lightsabers, David. I'll strap you to it, and then I'll lift you up real high.
I'll fight. I will fight. I will be the ones that go up to bat for helicopter lightsabers. I think
they're
so
fine.
Cool. I think
that one shot just looked dumb. That one shot where my planet needs me just looked dumb. And Star Wars is dumb, and it doesn't kill anything for me, but, you know.
Star Wars sucks and is stupid. Anyway, Star Wars podcast.
Star Wars. You're on the dagger and sheath.
That's not for long.
It's not its legal name for much longer.
The souped up Republic Longbeam sort of pleasure cruiser of one formerly senator, formerly alive, you know. A lot of stuff happened right before you got on this ship, and we already went over that.
My pants got cut in half.
Inquisitors like to do that.
Wasn't even my fault.
He was just being a Karen, and you know what?
That's valid.
All of us wish we could. No, that's our inner dark side.
Hot take, I don't think that wanting to cut aggressive white women who treat waitstaff like shit, I don't think that should be a dark side impulse.
As long as you don't go overboard. That's all it is. It's a balance. The balance.
I don't think it's dark side enough. I think we could go further.
That's just baseline.
If you kill them and all the waitstaff, then nobody could be mean to waitstaff ever again. This is
I'm on the motorboat, the ramp is right there, and the shark is swimming. I'm gonna jump it.
I think Silver
just like how I don't think killing landlords should be considered dark side shit. But listen, that's just me.
I think Silver should go first so he can do his cool thing.
But, we, just to set the scene, I believe all of the ship had been explored, including a secret compartment with weapons and other accoutrement. Good word. And laundry was being started, if I remember correctly. And the poor cleaning droid was put to task.
Yeah.
And good news, laundry mats and like laundry machines are not called like garment refreshers. They're just called, it's canon that they're called laundry mats.
Good.
Thank you, Wikipedia and Star Wars, The Clone Wars Season 7.
Thanks, Davey.
I'm here for stupid shit in Star Wars, but my threshold can only go so far.
Yeah.
It's actually true.
You guys are in hyperspace, going towards... Somewhere. And the day is yours.
Silver,
I don't do anything more.
Did we sleep, or...
We have divvied up the rooms.
Yeah, you could cut forward as much as you would like, if you want to cut forward to the next day, or if you want to be like in media res, right where we left off, where laundry's being done.
I mean, I'm down for anything. I know Silver wanted to do something.
I do have a thing. I don't know if I could pull it off.
Well, you're gonna do
welcome to my life.
So I'd like to think that this is it okay if this is like the night before today? Like the laundry's done, everybody's getting ready to go to sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd like to think that Cal's alone in the meditative plant room, which it's totally called. And he's just by himself. And kind of like almost on instinct, he's sitting kind of just crisscrossed on the ground. He's levitating his lightsaber, which he's done a lot at this point. And then he kind of, these memories start to flash in his mind. He thinks about Earl and how he died, how the people of Shere-Khan got left behind. He thinks about how he left his master behind and her Padawan behind. And then he sets it down, the lightsaber, and he just looks at it. I think I might hate you. Not strongly. I don't think a Jedi could, but not enough to abandon you, or change you, or force myself to change. But it's there. And I know it's there. Master Yoda and Master Janaya both taught me that you are not a weapon, but a shield. A symbol. A beaming symbol meant to tell the people around it that they are free, that they are safe, and that they will live. And for some moments, I believe that. More often than not, I very completely believe that. My master wouldn't fail me. She's lived too many years to fail. But I've seen you be lit. And I see the fear in people's eyes as you're lit. The dread that twists and squeezes at living hearts, clenching at them and refusing to relax until they feel the very last beat those hearts can make. It does sometimes feel like you're a tool for the dark side. If a person simply takes you, makes you bleed, and changes you to do tremendous harm, then you have all the power in the world to force a young woman from her home, to terrify a village, and to rip one of the kindest, most caring souls from... But no. That's it. You're a tool. The good or harm you could do has always been dependent on the user. No, it's the person. The being holding the tool, that's who holds the responsibility. He, levitates the lightsaber more towards him until he's holding it in his hand, examining it and looking at it. Perhaps, if I focus on you more, if I had focused, if I had not studied and instead swung, the stronger Jedi would have fared better on Coruscant. The stronger Jedi would have been able to keep Earl from hurting Rey. A stronger Jedi would have saved Earl, saved everyone. A stronger Jedi would have stood his ground, raised his saber, and kept those clones from... At this point, he kind of just pulls his knees more into him. He sets his lightsaber back down. My master wouldn't fail me. She's lived too many years to fail. I failed my master. I keep failing my friends. I'm not... And then he sits in silence until he kind of just falls asleep. Was that good?
Yes, it was
I wanna, holy fucking shit, Silver! Oh my god!
I'm wrestling with if, but no, I think that needs to sit where it lies. If you were hoping for voices from the void, none call back to you.
That shit fucking rules. Holy shit, that was so fucking cool.
It was great.
I had to stop what I was doing on I Think I Hate You. I was like, oh.
Immaculate, impeccable.
Hate? That's a 4-letter word for Cal.
That's a big word for Cal.
It's a big word for a Jedi.
That's an aggressive word.
That's not a story the Jedi
Sheen
would tell you.
How many letters are in self-hatred again? I'm trying to win Scrabble. Does the
Try.
hyphen count?
Too many.
Kill
Put it down.
yourself.
You're gonna do a Palpatine
That's my
wanted?
favorite. That was great. Ash, you said you had something. I'll go down the list as I see it visually.
Sure. I wanted to do two things. I actually wanted to try and meditate in the funny plant room. That was totally not used for sex in any meaningful way. So, like...
Well, whether it meant anything, you'll never know. Unless Ray decides to...
Absolutely not!
to psychometry like one of the used condoms, but...
Not in a
No.
1,000 years!
God, that would be awful.
Those have been jettisoned into hyperspace. Who's
Much like
gonna-
me in the next 30 seconds if you
More
ask
like
me to fucking
one
do
of the
that.
pairs of binders. You wouldn't do the used condom. That's gross. It's unsanitary.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
unsanitary part.
But anyway, sorry, Asha.
But we can lean into it because Ash also wanted to check in on Cal as well. But that can be like since Silver said that he fell asleep in the room, it just kind of pairs up fairly well. So
Yeah.
she'll go into the plant room and see Cal sleeping there, and I'm assuming he's on the bench with the funny switch.
He's on the floor.
Oh, he's on the
Yeah.
floor.
Probably right in the middle.
Just walks in, goes. Cal, did you
Oh.
did you sleep in here?
I suppose I did.
You all right?
I'm fine.
Are you?
I'm already rolling it.
Yeah.
Cause I know that was all of that was a lot for me in particular, cause I was so close to it, and it was a lot for Ray. Being on Shere-Khan in general was basically Nyx's worst nightmare. But I don't think anyone's really checked in on you, and I wanted to see how you were doing. And it's okay if you're not okay. I wanted to see if you were all right.
I got a 14 on my deception check for I'm fine.
Sure, let's see if she's been around Cal enough to be like, this is a little sus, so I'm gonna temporary boost it. I think I have enough to be like, hey, y'all, are you fine? Oh, no, never mind. It's gonna be sus, but I'm not gonna push it, because that's only 11. So.
Oh,
What a good story.
I'm quite okay.
Alright.
What happened was a tragedy, but I mean, I've told you, I've dealt with a war. What I've seen was terrible, but unfortunately not uncommon for me.
It's even still,
Are you okay? That's probably a stupid question. What can I do to help you?
I'm stabilized. It's gonna sting for a while.
It will.
It's so hard.
It is. It very much is.
I just... So many things. Leaving my home planet for real this time. Leaving it in shambles. Losing the only one who's ever truly understood me as a whole person. It's a lot.
Well, if it provides you some comfort at least. I don't believe Earl is as gone as you might believe. He's one with the Force now.
If he's not, he's gonna wish he is.
Well, he is. I believe so. And I believe that means that he's still right next to us.
I thought I might have heard him when we were jumping to hyperspace, but I'm not sure if that was my own delusions or if it was like that other Jedi we heard back on Shere-Khan. I'm not entirely sure. I was not right in the head, so...
Well, an important lesson I took from many, many different masters. Through all things, the Force.
Rose, yes,
Right.
that it does.
All things are possible through the Force.
I'm starting to see that, yeah. especially that like mini jump I did. I
Yes.
I trusted the Force, and like I tried to really use it, and then it was just like bam. That was crazy. I was actually coming in here to try and meditate to see if I can like make my Force better. Is that the word I want to use? Connection stronger.
Need to up
Would
my
you-
midichlorian count.
Would you like some assistance?
I would love some assistance.
All right.
But
Well.
but again, before we get into that, 'cause that's gonna be a whole thing. If something ever does bug you, we're all friends here. We're friends in arms. You're welcome to talk about anything that's bothering you at any time.
I appreciate that.
Of course.
And know that you can have that same confidence with me as well.
Yeah. She will join Cal on the floor and sit crisscross applesauce. Is the DM gonna call for a check?
I'm gonna teach. If I remember, we had a teaching check before, and there was like wisdom involved. If that's not what past me did, that's what current me is gonna do, because it sounds like wisdom is a good one for teaching.
I do have good wisdom. That's a 12 on the wisdom check. If it's just a straight wisdom.
You never got to teach a Padawan of your own, or get the talks of how to deal with a young one with ADHD
And autism. Got both, baby.
when it comes to meditation class. But it doesn't go poorly. It just goes slowly.
I was gonna ask if I could make a wisdom check, and
Make
No.
your wisdom check.
I'm gonna give myself temporary boost and a potent aptitude because she's really trying. She's putting in a concerted like effort. Like the
Okay.
last time, she just kind of gave up and laid face down on the floor when they were underground. But now she's just like,
Mhm.
I got the Force. I'm gonna try and do it the best I can.
I'm gonna do it.
As a piece of advice, don't fall asleep either.
Hey, my dice are not kind to me again. So I rolled a 2 on the last die to incite Cal. I rolled a natural 1.
Wow.
Oh,
Well, what's all your pluses? You stacked your roll.
No, if we honor natural 20s, we should honor natural 1s as well.
I rolled the wrong die for my things. I keep forgetting that it's a D6 now.
We don't honor natural 20s because Justin sucks.
Okay, so
They
that's
are taken into account.
just a straight wisdom check with my shit. That's a total of 10.
Ah.
Ah.
You know how like when you need to be like paying attention to the lecturer during a lecture, but you find yourself counting the ceiling tiles?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are all these different colored leaves, and you like just want to know how many.
She has never seen plants before, like actual for real
Yeah.
plants in person. So she is a little enamored by the plants.
Some would argue that is a form of meditation, though.
Yeah. In this case, it's not.
I'm just gonna have to put my D20s in the fucking bin. Oh, I guess this is gonna be an uphill battle. I'm sorry, Cal.
no, that's fine. Truthfully, it's not like I've been taught on how to teach others. We're both playing by ear.
Yeah, we got time. Nix is probably making some breakfast. You want to go to the mess hall? The kitchen, I guess.
Yeah.
I can make some. I managed to snag some stuff from home, so I can make some sweet tea too.
I think I can eat.
I absolutely have a bit for this.
And I snagged the spices as well, so I know you'll be able to burn off your taste buds if you'd like.
And like that, we have gone from friends to best friends. Good job.
Oh, I wasn't gonna leave home without mementos.
It's not like Earl will miss him.
No.
Anyway,
Oh.
Nix.
Morbid.
I absolutely hang on. I'm kicking off this bit.
Yeah.
I'm derailing this bit for a minute because I
Do it.
have to. I've been wanting to do this for a while.
Yeah, go
Do
for
it.
You proceed to walk in on the two of them having an argument. I've told you. Just leave me alone. Let me just make it the way I like.
No! The stove is way too fucking hot!
It'll be
It's
fine.
on third blast!
Yeah!
And you've disorganized my spices. I just had them advertised.
Well, how am I supposed to know unless I smell them?
You read them.
Are we-
You read them. If you know what you like, you read them. That's why the label's on them.
I don't. I don't know what I was in the mood for, so I smelled them. Now leave me alone and let me cook it the way I want.
I don't read!
Is Raestra trying to burn our new ship down in hyperspace?
Apparently.
Just let me cook the eggs. Leave me alone.
Fine.
He does this every time. God, you're so annoying. Like, you're my fucking dad.
They're gonna get all firm and spongy if you cook them that hot that fast.
No, this is distinct mom behavior. This isn't dad behavior, it's mom behavior.
Just let me cook my eggs in peace.
Fine.
I mean, she's the one eating them, so it's not like it matters.
Did you at least beat them in the pan, or are you just cold clocking them?
Why would you cold clock eggs?
You punch eggs?
I am punching your scrambled egg.
I am punching your salad.
No, cold clock, as in like just beating them against the pan and then just throwing them into the hot pan without beating them first.
Why would
Just put them. Why would I do that?
sometimes
I'll just mix them in the pan.
sunny side up?
No, you
Over easy?
mix them in a bowl first, and then you put it in the pan.
But
Why would I dirty another dish?
I think I'm going to have a granola bar.
He's always like this. I swear to God, you're so fucking irritating. Just leave me alone.
Fine,
She's
fine. I'm fine. I know when I'm not needed, and he just leaves the kitchen.
Cal, there's a massive dispenser of blueberry puffs.
Ash just makes some sweet tea and puts it on the bar, I guess.
Can't be normal for 5 fucking minutes. So she is in fact doing it the most wrong you possibly could. There's way too much butter in this pan. She is basically deep frying these eggs.
Ugh.
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
I'd be disgusted, but I don't like eggs either way.
Zero seasoning.
Oh, no, there's too much.
There's too much salt and pepper.
There's too much pepper. The eggs are, by the time she's done, she proceeds to then
No. I got it. This is a nice kitchen, so it has a salt vault. You know, you're supposed to pinch. She like does a quick little. She does a quick little
throws
dump.
it in.
No, she does a quick little dump. She picks up the vault and does a quick little dump.
Oh no, not a lot of salt. Way too much pepper.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
I'd like to, if it's okay, DM,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to sleight of hand a fork into Ray's eggs.
Yeah.
So that
To give it a try?
Take,
Oh
so I
yeah,
can get-
Cal
that's
does like pepper.
I really
Okay.
like pepper.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
All right. Got a
Ray-
+1 in this. Let's
Ray,
go.
get your passive
Natural
perception
20.
ready. Oh,
Nah.
never mind. Okay.
For a total of 21.
Beautiful.
You like yum. like in the blink of an eye.
Oh, that's not bad.
Right?
The pepper tastes fine. The texture is awful. Like I said, when you cook eggs like that, it gets fucking spongy.
That's not bad. It's just chewy.
I like it this way, and he makes a huge fucking stupid fuss about it.
You made friends
like you're
with
the
a
one eating
food
them.
snob. That's on your ass.
Well, if I'd have known that, maybe I'd have ordered a better one.
He's in the armory.
Who would that shout be? Oh, it's Ray. Yeah, you can kind of hear. Maybe I'd order a better one.
He just waves it off.
Ordered one that
Check.
was maybe less annoying anyway. Fucking dickhead. And then she proceeds to how.
Cal will alphabetize the spices.
Why would you do that? You should do it by category. Sweet, savory.
Spicy.
No, because if
two
you're
are-
trying
Yeah.
to find it, if you're trying to find a specific spice based on what it is, You alphabetize it. That's the fastest way to find
You
them.
can alphabetize within the sections shelf. So
Absolutely
cinnamon's
not.
first in the suite.
Absolutely not.
You're
Because
a
cinnamon's
fuck.
not sweet. Cinnamon sugar is sweet.
Oh, that's true.
That right there is why I generally alphabetize and not in specific categories.
You two are animals, she says, just shaking her head and eating her very rubbery eggs.
We need to get some fucking juice boxes in this fridge.
There is juice boxes in the it's like fully stocked. I'd imagine they're
A
air-
senator
there's not,
is not gonna have juice boxes.
Juice boxes are not what a professional fuckboy would have in
It's
his
just-
fridge.
It's just
He's got-
lots of wine.
Too much wine.
Cringe.
One of the bottles is missing.
It's a good thing I brought my tea. Good lord.
What's Nick's doing in the armory?
Trying not to think about the food crime being committed.
Yeah, that.
Join
he's
us next
also-
time on our food crime podcast.
Nyx is very much in his head. He's literally just standing in the armory, just going over the weapons that are here, what they're effective with, what they would do in a combat scenario, what they could be done against civilians.
Call this one the street sweeper.
Quick question.
Yeah.
I know this is the shit that the shit hasn't happened on Lothal yet, right?
No.
We're
Lothal,
we're 5
the
years
beginning of
after.
Rebels is before.
Well, I mean,
Or
we're
no,
5
5
years
years
after
Lasat.
66. Rebels
Oh,
is 5 years.
Lasat
Yeah, the
on
shit with
Lasan.
Lasat
Ooh,
yeah, has that happened yet?
that's a tough
That's-
call.
I don't think
I'm gonna
there's
say
a
either
definitive-
soon. Yeah.
I don't think there's a definitive year given. All we know is Callus is
If you
mentions that.
want to know if there are some of those fucking things, the answer is
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
There is
Good.
a bowcaster from a Wookiee that we definitely went over last
Yeah.
time, but
Yes. Which Nyx is like, he's eyeing that like it's a brand new fucking toy. He knows culturally he should not take it unless it is given to him by a Wookiee. He knows that much. But it's one of those things that's like, it's so tempting to take.
It's
so
here. There are
tempting
no
to use.
Wookiees around.
Yeah, but
There's nobody around. Just say the word.
Yeah.
I give you permission.
No, but the Mando that he's friends with would beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, exactly.
Nyx is just not allowed to have culturally significant weapons. First the second,
Yeah,
now this.
except- Yeah, exactly.
No, you're not. Earn them, dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Earn them
yeah.
like everyone else.
He did
Yeah,
earn
exactly.
the club from the big Unov that now Raestra has. So
Yes. He
Mhm.
passed it to Raestra to borrow, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Nyx, he's not doing well. He's very much in his head.
Raestra will go check on him.
The planet that they were on really fucked with his head. And then
Mhm.
going up against more possible clones really fucked with his head. And what's worse is, despite the fact, this is something that I myself have experienced, so I think it would be prevalent here. Despite the fact that Earl is dead, it's not that he doesn't feel bad for what happened to Ash, but he also does not feel like he's mourning. And that's
Mhm.
fucking with him.
Yeah. No, that's real.
So,
Yeah, Ray will go check on him.
After you finish your eggs.
god awful eggs.
egg
Mhm.
egg derogatory.
Yeah.
Egg derogatory.
Let's not be anti-trans.
Oh no!
Wow.
Ah, never.
I know.
Not once in my goddamn life.
I know. I was. That was a joke.
She's gonna, like, wave a hand in front of his face.
Sorry.
It's alright. You still here?
Yeah, I'm here. Just checking inventory.
Normally, I would ask you to talk about it, but I know you're not gonna, so I'm gonna make you talk about it.
He, like, audibly rolls his eyes.
Yeah, talk it out.
Ugh.
We've talked, you and I have talked about this. Talk it out. Like, come on.
When you're a clone,
Mm-hmm.
you don't exactly experience shock.
debatable.
Well, you're not supposed to, at least.
Yeah.
And I want to feel bad for what happened.
What?
It's just business as usual for me.
I mean, we can't... She kind of rubs the back of her neck and she says, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I'm not too far behind you, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you and I, she gestures between them. I mean, we didn't know him that well.
You're right. And we didn't. And I know that's not exactly... It's not unreasonable.
Yeah, like, we didn't... So it's not, we don't...
But it's Ashla.
It's Ashla. Or it's Asha, rather.
Yeah.
I mean, we can feel bad for her and not feel bad about it, I guess.
But that's the thing. I have no connection about it. I have nothing. I want to be able to be someone that can relate with this, to connect with this, to not feel like a fucking robot all the damn time. But it's just business as usual.
I mean, we all grieve differently. It might hit you later.
Maybe.
It was relatively recently. I mean, I don't know. I'm not good about it either. You know that. So it's not just a you thing.
I think you're better at it than you give yourself credit for, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, I feel shit, but, like, not right. She's, like, makes a vague hand gesture. She's, like, not totally sure what that means. She's like, I don't know. I don't feel it the way I'm supposed to. And you and I both know that part of that's the way we were raised, and part of that's the way that we are, and... I don't know, there's no point in kicking your own ass about not feeling something, because... I mean, feeling bad for not feeling bad is something, isn't it?
I suppose.
Like, it'd be worse if you just didn't care. I think. I mean, it'd be, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, that'd be worse. I don't know!
Listen, I'm not asking for you to have all the answers. When I came around when Creed shot me in the chest, I just picked up and ran. I just let instincts take over.
Yeah.
I don't know if I haven't gotten over it, or maybe I'm just stuck on it. Or maybe I'm genetically modified not to feel anything.
Probably a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, I'd imagine.
Yeah. We clones used to dream of civilian life. Fantasize about what we would be doing after the war. I thought I was going to be a bounty hunter.
No. I have some bad news about that. I don't know. I didn't even think about that, so... As far as I knew or cared, I was gonna die on the battlefield, or...
What's worse is that I'm worried that because Earl meant the world to Ashla, or to Ash, and I treated him like he was a piece of shit. And I never apologized.
Well, one of the good things about the Force is that as long as you're actually sorry, he'll know.
Well, let's not go that far.
Are you not actually sorry?
No, I am. I'm just morbid humor. I'm more sorry for Ash.
Yeah.
Now she gets to go through what we all went through.
Well, then she can relate now, and that's something, I guess.
It's not something I want people to relate with.
No, but it's something, I guess.
Yeah.
There's a point to that.
There's like an unreasonable amount of weapons in here.
Yeah.
Like, a senator shouldn't have this much.
Like,
And that makes me nervous.
Yeah. I was trying not to think about it too hard, but yeah.
Yeah. We either need to A, drop off all of these weapons somewhere else, or hide our change codes.
We should probably do both.
Probably. Where's the destination? Ord Mantell?
Yeah, I think so.
There's gonna be a lot of scumbags there.
It's Ord Mantell.
Skug holes.
Sorry? Gesundheit?
Earl?
Don't work with skug holes. Don't work with skug holes. I'm to Boba Fett.
Never a better.
Oh, I'm the only clone bounty hunter here.
Swear to God, if I actually run into I swear to God, if I run into Alpha there, I'm gonna be so upset.
Bubba.
Who the hell is Alpha?
The first clone.
No, nobody knows that. That's a
What?
secret.
How is that a secret? I feel like that's an open. That's an open
The tech
thing.
had to dig through data to find that out.
He had to dig through data to find out who
Bubba? Who Bubba was?
Who Omega was,
yeah,
but in
who
relation
Omega was.
that same data was in relation to Alpha.
Well, I feel like they did. The one that, I feel like he wouldn't know who Alpha was.
He'd probably know who Bubba was. Probably.
Yeah, the clones would know about Boba Fett.
Probably that one. I don't know how KG Jango was. We don't know anything about Jango Fett, so
We still don't.
Yeah, George Lucas is a fucking asshole. Anyway,
he is.
Relatable content. Anyway.
Speaking of the ship, you can feel it under your feet. Everyone leaves hyperspace.
mm.
Oh, this part sucks.
Now, where did
Blech.
we pop out?
I thought for a split second you were going to say, now, where did we park?
No, we haven't parked yet.
To the cockpit. Away.
You're
Please tell
in.
me we did not do the same exact thing Hondo did.
You're in literally the middle of nowhere. System doesn't even have a name because there's nothing in it.
Ah.
Which is weird when you look out the viewpoints, how there's nothing but dots. You know, it's like looking at the night sky, but in IMAX all around.
No.
Well,
I can.
You know those horror stories about this exact scenario.
shut the fuck
I'm
up.
gonna need you to not jinx the fuck out of us. I'm gonna go start setting up the nav computer to get us to Ord Mantell.
Yeah, you're a good bit away.
No, do
So-
you know about those stories, Cal?
I'll kill
Nix.
you.
Nix,
Yeah.
don't tempt the force.
Alright, fair enough.
We're in open space. They'd never find you.
They won't find any of us, if those stories are true. Anyway.
Nix,
You are failed to meet your company quota. Welcome to your disciplinary measures.
That'll date us.
The mining guild would.
Yeah.
Techno Union would space you.
You're quite a bit from Ord Mantell. You're going to have to calculate several jumps. You have a basic nav computer, but when you're not under pressure, it just takes time to be
Yeah.
as safe as possible.
Under pressure. Pushing down.
Then down on me.
you're an asshole.
I swear, as soon as we have the credits for it, I am ripping out all of the fucking furniture in this place and replacing it with something that's not tacky.
It is a little loud.
Oh, I thought tacky as in sticky.
Oh god, please no.
It's
Lemmy and the
clean.
other cleaning droid have made sure that it's not that second thing.
Fair enough.
I can still hear the furniture. Also, I think Lemmy and the droid are only halfway done.
It'll take him a bit.
It's
It's a big ship.
Are you having fun, Lemmy? Good.
He's happy to be useful.
He said yes, right?
I was about to say, that sounded like an affirmative.
Kicks him. I'm kidding.
No!
No.
I'm kidding.
I would like to vote Nix as the imposter.
I would like to hit Nix with the shovel to meet the company quota.
So where is it looking like the next jump point's gonna take us?
That's an interesting question
Oh.
that I will not answer because something happens.
Okay.
About
I
2
hate that.
hours into calculations,
Oh no.
you receive a close beam transmission
Oh,
onto the ship's computer.
Nix will answer it.
no.
It's a message, an email in binary,
So only Ash can
Gross.
read it.
and addressed directly to Ash,
I don't know what this fucking says.
to Ashaa-kai.
I can't read
This
this.
is sus. It's addressed directly to me, so I'm concerned right off the bat. What the fuck does it say? I have gotten a PM.
Oh.
What's it say?
I
Read
think
it out loud.
I think it's an ad.
What?
In need of some help from an establishment you can trust. Want to get away, acquire tools you need to succeed, or information about anywhere and anything to help you plan that next trip. Come to the bazaar, the only place with everything you could ever want or need. To complete customer discretion is not only our guarantee, it's our lifeblood. The bazaar has it all and more. How do they know my fucking name?
That feels too good to be true.
Attached are coordinates to the Kuvaric system.
The Kuvaric system?
Kuvaric's system, yeah.
If this motherfucker's asking us to pay him in Cromer, it's a scam.
No, I'm not seeing any Cromer.
Is there a 10 address?
I got coordinates here for the Kuvaric system. That's where we stopped off when we were with Hondo before we jumped to go. I don't remember if that was right before doing the spice heist, or if that was before we confronted Dryden Voss, but
There's no way that that's also Hondo, is it?
no, it would. This is. If I gleaned anything from that man, is this is not the way he types. That was Hondo said something about it should be fine as long as we don't approach.
Hondo texts with like lots of peach emojis.
I
And like
say,
fire emojis.
I feel like Hondo either has like dad grammar or that it's like 75% emojis.
He types like a fucking Homestuck character.
He would type like a fucking Homestuck character. He has a typing quirk for sure.
What if this was junk mail sent to Hondo, but then he interpreted it as chainmail, and then wrote your name?
I'd believe that, but I mean,
I'm concerned how he knew my name. It was how they knew my name, but I mean,
I'm concerned how they knew that we were on this ship.
Yeah, that's also really concerning. Not as concerning as that body I see floating out in space.
Oh shit, we need to go.
It's got tentacles.
good thing they got the imposter. Thank God. So I'm looking over the nav computer and seeing if it's out of the way to go to Ord Mantell.
Kuvaric's is much closer than Ord Mantell. Here, where you are in these moments.
It won't.
No.
It's literally a hop, skip, and a jump.
This feels like a trap. Like, I cannot be the only one getting trap vibes from this.
Oh no, you're right. It's
Oh, this is suspicious as hell.
We're going to investigate this immediately, aren't we?
yeah, of course.
Look, the worst
Get
I
my
can
helmet.
do. The worst thing is that I do my micro jump and then I start setting up other coordinates to leave. I can stall for time. I'll start putting in I'll put in the coordinates.
All right. This one doesn't take nearly as long, like a half hour, and then on the lever, and stars turn to streaks, and you go into hyperspace. And it kind of only takes like the rest of the day for that hyperspace jump to put you directly in the Kuvaric system, because that was an easy one, because the Kuvaric has nothing but the three suns in the center, and the three suns are kind of touching in an almost Venn diagram, like the nucleus of an atom.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, I better get in my seat. We won't get out of hyperspace unless I do.
Grab some seat.
I just think it's funny that you could put the mantis in forever hyperspace by not sitting down.
Grab some seat, Cal. We're almost there.
Everyone buckle in. I'm about to take us out of hyperspace.
Alright.
Before you, directly in front of the viewport, is the three sort of orange suns of the Kuvaric system. Nothing else is here. Strangely, you'd think the gravitational pull of three suns would have pulled in something, but there's nothing to pull out here. As soon as you are here, you very quickly get another binary transmission that says salutations, like exclamation point. Approach at this vector and it gives you a XYZ, and my assistants will be with you shortly.
Nyx absolutely grabs his clone armor.
Get dressed. Keep your wits about you.
Yep. Already on it.
I'm already casting battle precognition.
What the fuck is this now?
I don't know, but truly, it can't be worse than what we just came from.
All right, now that's
Wait a
that's-
minute. Factually correct. The alternative. We have one alternative, and that it's fucking Vader.
Oh, you found my secret sun castle. This is where I go to throw raves.
I moonlight as a shopkeep now.
It's my summer home away from Mustafar.
Would you like some caramel popcorn?
3 suns to cast the darkest of shadows.
Oh,
Fuck.
When you approach, the vector that they send you at is in one of the, like, kind of cruxes between where the suns meet. And emerging from it are 2 fighter-sized ships. They, if you run scans, they're not manned. And it doesn't look like they can be. They do look like big droids. There's no cockpit, no... They're kind of shaped like...
They're not vulture droids, are they?
Big... They're the size of vulture droids, but they're like big beetles with these kind of sets of wings that can... They're in on the side right now, and then when they approach you, there's tractor beams from either that take either side of your ship, and the kind of panels that make the beetle wings go together at the top of these ships. And then, Asha, you read a large energy signature coming from those panels, and visually you see this sort of orange wave emit outward just a little bit, and then it all kind of completes and creates this orange ray shield all the way around you. And slowly, like tugboats, they take you in, kind of into the suns.
That's no sun?
No, these are suns.
No, these are suns.
We can feel the heat.
Not as much anymore, now with the ray shields.
Huh. I didn't know they could do that.
Yeah, neither did you, Ash.
This
isn't something that's at, what's the tech con that's at Las Vegas every year.
Oh.
Yeah. As soon as you kind of clear the, like, where these suns, where the, like, apex of the, like, edges of these spheres touch, and you're kind of, like, in the middle where there is space, you see before you a ship. A kind of large cruiser-looking thing. It would be boxy in shape, but there's all these curves to it that make it kind of a barge. It's orange. It's this brownish orange in color and quite large. A little bit bigger than you. Not ISD-sized, of course. That wouldn't physically fit between these suns. And as you get closer, and Ash, if you have the, like, wherewithal to use any, like, zooming in that the ship has, scrawled on the side of this ship in all types of languages are the Bazaar. Nyx you see in Huttese. Cal you see in Nautilin. Ray you see in Mandoa. The Bazaar.
All right. Okay.
And then, of course, in I forgot the alphabet of Star Wars.
Orabesh.
I forgot the name of it. Orabesh.
Yeah.
These droid ships pull you into the dock, where your docking vent is and where this ship's docking vent is. And you lock on, and one ship remains to keep. Well, actually, no, they both, because this ship seems to be emanating its own ray shield. And the docking procedure ends, and the airlock's good. You guys can go in if you want.
All right, we
Nice.
should form up. We should.
So fucking suspicious.
Don't be a minute. Don't be a minute.
I guess me and Raestra up front, Nyx and Cal in the back.
What the fuck is this place?
The Bazaar, I guess.
Yeah, no shit, but what?
It can take care of all of our needs, I suppose, if the advertisement is to be believed.
Well, maybe it's not. We still need to check this shit out.
Well, if those things are droids, and unfortunately for us, we're gonna have to play nice, because those ray shields are the only thing protecting the ship right now.
This is so fucking suspicious.
It's real suspicious. Whoever is behind all this is probably quite the character.
Well, let's go look.
Just a guy named Bob. Hey! It's my ship. All right. You guys go through there's a word for it. The air chamber or whatever.
The airlock?
The airlock. There we go. Jesus, Justin. And enter a large room. This room is
Is it a dark room?
No, it's large and rectangular with sort of like warm white light emitting from like where the floor meets the ceiling and where the wall meets the floor and where the wall meets the ceiling. There's like strips and nothing else. There's nothing
my God,
but
they're a gamer.
watch it turn rainbow.
I cannot believe that this droid has RGBs. You know what? I take that back. Justin made them. I do believe that.
I can't believe this droid is a VTuber.
Welcome back. Thank you for they're an NPC streamer. Do the Vader. Do the Vader.
That shit was wild.
Okay, hold on. No. All over the floor, walls, and ceiling are sort of square panels with like a circle in the middle of it. Like, you know how the companion cubes look?
Yeah.
In that.
Ah.
All over the wall, ceiling, floor.
Oh.
What's with all the hearts? This is weird. I don't like this.
I'm uncomfortable.
They're not the hearts, just the circle. So the other cubes.
All the other cubes.
Yeah.
Do you guys think this is where that one senator used to go? The one
Maybe.
But again, why would they refer to Ash directly?
Maybe his name was also Ash?
No, it was Wiley.
Yeah, it could have secretly been Ash.
Wily Ash.
Shut up.
It's eerily quiet for a few beats until some of the panels on the other side of the room, some of the cubes turn into panels and move aside. Some to the side, some up, some down to make an opening. And a sort of like platform spins out and then kind of slides out. Revealing a creature. A large, sort of spilling out.
It is the Duke. Holy shit.
A hut.
It's a hut?
Oh.
He's immensely large. If you've heard how big huts are, you're like, oh yeah, like the size of horses.
As huts are wont to be.
But this creature, if all of you stood on each other's shoulders, then maybe you could look him in the eye.
Oh god.
He's massive. Well, maybe all three of you. That's a little big. He's kind of this reddish orange all over with kind of charcoal streaks running down his skin that you can see because that's near the tail, at the head, because he is in attire. He has a white cuffed shirt with a collar.
It is the fucking Duke.
That's buttoned down as far as it will allow because he is massive, and a little vest over that.
He is ample, as the kids would say.
He's got a mop of brownish hair on his slightly domed head, and his fat fingers every fat finger has a ring with different sigils and gems. Nix, what's your passive perception?
Sure, 1 sec.
I was gonna say, so for our listeners who don't play Resident Evil,
Justin has made the Duke.
and this should not have surprised a single one of us, because Justin is notorious for his, I would say, obsession with this particular character.
We joked earlier, and Justin just had to sit there.
He's sweating bullets, yeah.
I literally said, oh god, if they were like the Duke, I'd be all over that. And I am.
Nix, what's your passive perception?
I was about to say, and spoilers, we still are.
Thank you, Apollo, for this gift of dodgeball.
My passive perception is 14.
14. You notice one of the rings has the sigil of the Hutt Cartel on it. But it is worn backwards and upside down, so that the sigil kind of presses into his palm when he has his fingers curled in.
Interesting. All right.
His arms spread, and his big mouth curls up into a grin. Welcome to the bazaar. I've been expecting you.
So you've said.
Why have you been expecting us?
I sent you an invitation.
Right. I'm confused a touch bit.
Yeah,
Same.
I mean,
Okay. Oh, thank God.
seeing this, I should not be surprised that you knew my name. If the Hutt reputation is as true as I've been led to believe.
Oh, put aside all preconceived notions here at the bazaar. I offer you the same, for I know who you all are.
Yeah?
His hand is in that kind of okay gesture, and it slowly slides from one side of his body to the other, and he points at Kal'Shin Phimiir, formerly of the Jedi Order. A right shame what happened to you lot. Definitely undeserved. And then it slides more. Sergeant CT 3535, formerly of the Grand Army of the Republic. Nix.
Yeah, Nix never mentioned he was Sergeant, so that's now out there.
Sergeant!
I was about to say Raestra just turns.
You're bumbling ass?
Listen!
You're very efficient in combat, but you're bumbling ass? Sergeant?
With a platoon of clones, I was an apt leader, alright? I knew what I was talking about.
You're bumbling ass.
Don't die.
Are we okay? Are we okay?
No, I'm dying.
I'm so glad that got you as hard as it did.
My water, I'm gonna die.
DM, I would like to cast Give Life on Raestra.
Please.
Unseen in real life.
I laughed and I just sucked in a mouthful of spit.
Oh no.
I'm alright.
You need a second? Okay.
No, I'm fine. I'm
That's
good.
the worst feeling.
I had a beverage. I'm alright. I'm safe.
I've never met a clone veteran I didn't enjoy the company of. I expect you'll be no different.
Fair enough.
His hand glides to Asha. Miss Ashaa-kai, formerly an engineer on level 1313 of Coruscant, formerly an engineer on Sherakan. A shame what happened there.
That just happened. How the fuck do you know that?
Yes, well, everything's fine for the people, at least. Well, they're not dead.
You're Ashaa-kai. We have to know.
The reports say no civilian casualties, though the entire town was branded as traitors, something about harboring a Jedi.
Oh no.
I imagine there's some truth to that.
Ash rubs her. She tilts her head down and rubs her she rubs her eyeballs and is just her anxiety about the state of her home planet was ratcheted, and now it's even more so.
Cal will speak up in response to that. I think I know what to say to that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, truth does not do as much good in the world as the perception of truth does evil.
It's very true.
You fucker.
I have never finished Pathologic.
I also like H-Bomber guy.
But again, no denizens have perished. The Empire is in control of the operation, but nobody was even hurt, it seems. The report cites something of a wildlife interference.
We saw it happen. The Unov popped out and helped distract.
But now that we know that they helped.
With something that vague, I imagine there is a story.
Raestra just crosses her arms. No.
Exactly. But stories are for story time.
I'm just gonna be worried about that forever now.
There are worse things to be than under the thumb of the Empire. Under its boot. Under the ground.
Raestra does an in-between hand gesture,
I mean, at this point.
And finally, Miss Raestra Akkan. Formerly a... God. I had the word in my head and then it left me.
I love that.
Expat.
I mean, yeah, that's technically true.
Formerly on the exiled moon of Mandalore. Formerly of the Jedi Order. More recently, formerly of the Order Inquisitorius. I'd lucky to have left them. A nasty lot those are.
She fucking, squints a little. She's like, how did you know I was from the moon?
It's my job to know things. I deal in all things. Information, most lucrative. But point in fact, you all are very lucky. Together like this, on the same ship, in the same crew, may as well send off sirens to the Empire. If you were smart, you'd each get on a small ship and go in a different corner of the galaxy.
Yeah, well, hindsight and all that.
With all due respect, I finally have friends now, and I'm not gonna let that go.
Also, spreading apart, that kind of feels like intentionally weakening ourselves.
Ash, I'm sorry. I appreciate the compliment, but that sounded a lot sadder than I think you knew.
My life is very sad. I don't know what to tell you.
That's going on the list. My life is very sad. I don't know what to tell you.
But no matter. That advice was free. To be taken or left. We're here to do business. And he claps his big hands together. There are very simple rules here at the bazaar. No violence of any kind. I don't take your weapons from you, but it would just end ugly for everyone involved. Anything of value can be traded here. With anything I have. But I do not deal in the trade, giving or collection of bounties, or transport of sell of living things. Just
Thank God.
too complex of a business.
Why, that's the reason.
I'll take any reason to not resort to humanoid trafficking.
Well, yeah. It's interesting. No offense, but I'm kind of surprised to hear that from a hut.
He leans his upper body down towards you and puts his full focus on you and kind of scans you up and down. And then his smile spreads again. And he says in Huttese. He goes, Hutt's home gra. Chumpalala. Hut. And, which means you will find me not nearly as presumptuous as my family.
May I ask a question?
Nix is wearing his helmet, so he can't read his facial expressions, but that bothered him a little.
Yeah. What's your question?
Do you have beef with one Hondo Onaka?
Hondo is a loose cannon.
You can say that again.
He broke the rules. Tried to cheat me on something simple, so no physical punishment, but he's not allowed here at the bazaar.
That does not surprise me one bit.
Not even a little.
That sounds like the lightest punishment he's ever received for anything ever.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought he'd be dead. I thought he'd be dead by now.
Hondo, consequences?
No shit.
None. The man doesn't even know the meaning of the word.
I find that should be dead is an opinion that the universe can disagree with.
I've also
We
met
all
Hondo
take-
Onaka, that scans.
We all technically, if depending on who you ask.
What are the vibes that we're getting from him? Like, Brooke loves him. Brooke loves him very much, because I love the Duke very much. He is the best.
I need to make clear to all of you, because you're like, oh, because Justin is obsessed with this character. I know all of his lines. I know because of this. I've had this idea for a while. It's not that I do like him, not particularly obsessed with him, but I want this Star Wars character. So when I could recite his lines word for word, and he was like, "Wow, you really like that character," I was like, "Yeah, that's why."
I'm not obsessed with this character. I just wanted to base an entire D&D character off.
What came first, the Duke
Or the hyperfixation.
Yeah.
or this man?
I was thinking, I believe I was conceptualizing the type of broker this man was, and then the Duke came along.
Just solidified it.
enough.
Did he give us his name?
He did not.
He did not.
Oh yes, where are my manners? I'm but a humble merchant. In all things, you may call me Bootrod. Nix, you know that is Huttese for the trader.
T-A-D-E-R or
Trader. Trader.
Okay.
Okay.
How do you spell that?
B-U-T-R-A-D-A-H.
B-U-T-R-D-R-A-H?
Butterman.
Yeah.
The Butterman, the man with the butter.
And now his name is Butterman.
I will call him the Butterman, the man with the butter.
He looks like a big pile of butter.
He's just a big pile of butter with a poofy shirt.
No, Justin said he was orange. He's not.
Yeah.
Aw. Boo.
Nix, with your hyperfixation, at least you would know without a roll that huts never stop growing as they age.
Yeah.
So
He's big. Which means he's old.
It's true. Look up hut inflation.
Shut up. Shut up.
Shut up, shut up, shut up.
Do you have inspiration?
I was waiting to have a moment where I say something and the immediate response is nobody liked that.
Nobody.
Don't ever again.
Don't ever bring that concept back into my Star Wars game.
So you wanted to vibe check him. Sorry, we got it off.
What are the vibes that we're getting from this man?
Make vibe checks.
Temporary boost, because God knows I need it. My rolls have been terrible tonight.
He's weird. His vibes are weird.
Ooh. 25.
Mm.
Oh, that was a fucking journey. 13?
Mm-hmm. Is everyone doing it or just these two?
Wait, sorry, what was it? Sorry.
We're vibe checking the man's vibes.
Oh, we're vibe checking him?
We're vibe checking.
Alright, hold on.
Do I have advantage on the vibe check?
Yeah.
Hooray.
Do I have advantage on the vibe check?
No.
Oh, well, I rolled piss poor. That's 12.
Okay.
Well, that's not piss
16.
poor, I guess, but...
I also rolled a 12, so don't feel too bad.
16.
I did the best. 25, baby.
Somehow he could tell that you were all actively wondering about his current state, his motivations and intonations. Oh, I assure you, you are safe here.
He does bring a strange sort of energy to this gathering.
That's not quite that. I mean, with the way this whole thing is set up, us being on the proverbial back foot and having to play nice on purpose, and we're gonna play nice. I look at Nyx and Ray. Mostly at Nyx.
I was about to say, Raestra gives her a look of, like, fucking, I don't know.
So, like, we have all intentions of playing nice here. But were we just an eclectic group of weirdos that made you want to send this out to have us come here?
Yes. Yes.
Well, okay.
This location I chose a long time ago purposefully for my safety and the safety of all business transactions. Nothing is more secondary safe location than between suns, where the Republic before and now the Empire could never fit one of their large triangles. I assure you I won't turn you in at either. There is a reward, but if I were just in this for money, well, you wouldn't be here. Relationships is the good and service that I deal in. Trust. You don't build trust with dishonesties. You're here because you're people of interest. To the Empire, to other parties, to me. I could turn you in for a sum of credits, but the value of your skills far outweigh that.
Ah, there it is.
So what do you want?
To do business. Form a relationship. Starting with a gift. And there's kind of panels and buttons all around him. Without even looking, he hits two buttons, and from a panel right next to his opening, it kind of spins open like a revolving door, and there's a small kind of Pez dispenser is the best I can. It's a bread box size Pez dispenser that he picks up and turns the dial on, and out of the top of it, 2 lumps of Beskar.
Take. Yoink. Snatches immediately like a goblin.
Nyx like puts an arm on her, like, don't just snatch it.
I will break your fingers.
Ah, yes.
You just have that to give.
There's a shortage right now. A telling one.
Yeah, you could say that. You could say a shortage.
This, and he's still holding it because he can't just reach it because he's huge. This.
I like the idea that she like immediately. Nyx has to no, like she's a cat.
Yeah, grab her by her scruff.
This only has value to the people putting it in shortage, certain collectors, and he gestures with a hand, the people with rightful claim. I see it only fitting for it to be in your hands than the shelf of some stuffy senator. And it slides back down the little Pez dispenser, and he hands it to you. His hand, huge. If he wanted to, he could, like, like wrap fingers around either shoulder.
Palm me like a basketball.
Yeah.
So, like you say huge. How big is it? Like, is it like
this man or the
Beskar?
Exactly as big. Like they're in currency shape, so exactly as big as at the beginning of Mandalorian. Only two of them.
All right, those like bricks. Okay.
Yeah.
Do they have the Imperial stamp on them?
They do.
With the other armor that we took from Dryden Voss, if we can somehow get to the moon and find your dad, we can upgrade you real nice.
It's the goal.
I have a question.
Yes, Mr. Phimiir.
You work in information. There's someone that I happen to be looking for. Katuni. Is that name familiar at all? I would hope it is for the smartest heart alive.
I'm guessing context shows formerly of the Jedi Order. You lot never got up much.
True, but I'm not the only one looking for this person. And the person looking for them isn't a Jedi.
For that, I would have to put people on it. Put feelers out. That's a service that costs goods. Not everything is free.
Well, perhaps this discussion can be tabled then.
Of course, Mr. Phimiir.
We need a place to make credits anyway, so, like, she just kind of shrugs.
Yes, and also a gift for you all. And he beep, beep, pushes two buttons and panels in the opposite walls, the to the right and left of you, and these sort of small kind of probe droids come out and just dart behind you and towards your ship. Your chain code will need to be changed. And a few other things put in order.
That'll help.
It is the ship of a senator who is dead currently.
As of the minute, she says to Raestra.
He was cleft in twain.
More on that. You, might want to have those droids...
Sterilized.
Yes, that was the word I was looking for.
We all have our vices.
That is not a vice. That is...
A problem.
That is gross.
I knew what a problem
That is-
looked like. That was a problem.
That is not a vice. That is the richest therapist Coruscant has.
An on-the-house gesture, so that you may return with your ship, for I offer all sorts of enhancements, add-ons, modifications to ships. One of the many services I deal in.
Can you find a way for us to get to Mandalore?
Not an easy thing. Imperial run, Imperial controlled, and blockaded. As of... He looks down at a non-existing chrono. As of a good while ago. They're up to something there. Getting through and knowledge of how to get through is another thing that will take time and cost something.
We have a ship full of weapons.
We have so many weapons.
As do I.
So what do you want?
I was gonna say, it might be easier to see if he can look into your dad first. And then we can figure out about getting to the moon.
Oh, that's just it. His dad's in kind of a weird place on the moon as well.
Mana Akkan.
How about this?
Yeah, do you know anything about? Let's start there.
I know there's no obituary entry for him, but the Empire isn't the best about doing that for prisoners of war.
No, if Phimiir died, there would be news about it. She says just in kind of a, like,
He's a forger, right? I mean, he's a big deal. I know Nyx was theorizing about the Empire could be using him for something, so...
I was about to say, she just nods and she says, yeah, there's that. But also, Phimiir would not have gone quietly, and there would be some news.
Whatever you would take in exchange, that would be of equal value to have us pay you back for that, if you're able to do that.
It would be no easy feat. There is silence of emptiness, and silence that is purposeful. The latter is what surrounds Mandalore currently.
So what do you want?
We will discuss price when goods are in hand.
Fair enough.
As you mentioned, I do have a ship full of weapons. He presses like 4 buttons, pew, 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 and panels on his side of the wall kind of fold out, have like at an angle, and racks of weapons kind of locked in. They're like binders. I deal in the sale and trade. Also modification. These hands are good for many things.
Unfortunately, we're pretty strapped except for Raestra.
I am a weapon. I don't need any of that.
I'm not particularly good with them.
Spoken like a true Mandalorian.
I have tried to use a different weapon before.
It didn't go well.
Once.
I was about to say emphasis on tried.
Well, I did try.
He did a pretty good job.
No,
No, he did not.
He was
No, I
facing
did not.
He was facing the blaster backwards, but luckily it was backwards, so he couldn't shoot himself.
I mean, listen.
How many
Can I have
clones
it?
do you know that had the gun facing backwards?
Well, you're not a clone, so automatically forgiven.
That's... Do you have any lightsabers?
That is a weird question. That's a weird one, but I also was really curious.
Or
if he had
parts?
He leans in and steeples his hands. Now that is a good question. On the ship, no. The paraphernalia. Most burned up on the First Empire Day. Any floating around, high commodities.
I have a question, Justin.
Yeah.
Are lightsabers, like, made specifically for their kyber crystals?
No. I mean, you know, because kyber crystals aren't like batteries that like, oh, sorry, the AAA slot, right? But they vary in
Right.
size, shape. But like, all we've seen is they can even kind of float in there in that little like coupling that Jedi stick them in. So, depends.
Okay. So if I were to get a paraphernalia lightsaber, it wouldn't be, like, completely useless.
No.
Yeah.
Cool. Good to know. Can't wait to turn into Cal Kestis.
Raestra is going to offer, do you, by chance, do you trade in Kyber at all?
Only good for collectors. And your lot.
She was gonna say, cause, she's gonna take the one we've...
Well, we have 2, and they're in Lemmy.
Yeah, she was gonna say she'll gesture to Lemmy, and she goes, because we have some we would like to offload.
My skills excel to a level where I can put together a lightsaber that had already been assembled, but it never works for forever. It's best left to who it's meant for.
I wanted to mess around with that and maybe make something with what we had. I mean, they've been purified, so I thought maybe I could spend some time with them, maybe.
Ah, white kyber. That's rare indeed. But that only depends on where you are and who you're asking. Not the best kind of currency to have.
Alright then.
Yeah, I don't want to offload that.
But to the point. I deal, and he puts a hand to his big chest, in mutually beneficial arrangements. And relationships.
Yeah.
I've started my end. You can start yours with something mutually beneficial.
What do you want?
A mission. I know what you are. I don't know how well you are at what you are. You may think of it like a test, but there'll be no grade. Only if you return with what you would like and what I would like.
All right.
In the Kangantu system, there's a single gas giant. Preliminary scans and the star charts call it a pure gas giant. But there is a surface. I think that there are facilities on that surface worth looting. And have it on good authority that you may find lightsabers there.
He'll like turn his head to like the 3-4 sensitive people here.
A gas giant with a surface.
You can see, if you guys look at Ash, she is already making the calculations on how to navigate through that. I'm like, I've navigated through those.
When you look it up, it's nothing but one sun, that planet, and asteroids. There's no asteroid belt. The whole system's an asteroid belt.
Oh, that's easy. That's easy street. Piss easy, even. I can get through that in no time at all.
Okay. Just Nyx is like immediately wary.
Hey, remember when I told Nyx not to tempt the Force?
I would like to remind you that I grew up on a planet that didn't have the sky, and it's completely covered in, like, rocks and debris, and I trained in those storms. I got us. It is the one thing I'm good at. Trust me, please.
Ash does have a planet that barely has a surface.
Few things more valuable than a dangerously competent pilot.
That is the word for Asha, that's for sure.
All I know about the planet is what I've told you. I'd like to know more. That's what you'll bring back to me.
Simply just knowledge about the planet.
What you find, data you find, a report.
I can copy data off of things. I can get that all organized for you. That's no problem.
I think I can probably find some artifacts to bring back. Hopefully.
Yes, whatever there is rather old. Not of Imperial make, definitely. There's nothing on the top shelf books or under the table books for Imperial activity there.
So no Empire influence at all?
Yes.
No Empire influence at all.
I've had enough of the Empire for a little bit, so I'll deal with whatever comes our way from that.
I wouldn't set down roots in even somewhere as backwater as that. You have a ship that checks out. Staying on the move is the best thing for a group such as yourself that sets off sirens.
Yeah.
When you return to me, I'll be sure to have more.
All right.
As I said, mutually beneficial arrangements and a relationship. It's all part of our top-class customer service.
Why us?
That's what everyone asks, isn't it?
Oh.
Perhaps the Force was with you, as it always should be, Jedi Phimiir.
I like you.
And I you. Perhaps that is why you. I had a feeling.
All right. I guess we have a mission then.
Got coordinates?
You already have them there. He points at the stuff you were looking up.
Of course we do.
I know nothing of specifics on the planet. That will be part of your job. Like I said, want all the information you can bring back.
I'll take detailed notes, don't worry.
He gestures with a hand like outraised, like a butler when they're done. If there's anything else?
Is it fucking haunted?
Oh. There's always that possibility, isn't there?
That's exactly what they always say. Like, you never ask if it's haunted, because they're not going to tell you if it's haunted.
If I knew, I would have told you, and probably sent a different group.
You legally have to tell us if it's haunted.
the Star Wars Ghostbusters. It's just Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray.
If this apartment is haunted, I want my down payment back. Give me my security deposit. The ghost is right there.
Though it is nowhere near Dathomir, so I wouldn't bet on it.
Fair enough.
She just narrows her eyes at him. She's like, "That's nothing. That means nothing. That's the equivalent of me like, oh, it's not the ninth circle of hell. Therefore,
It's true. Could always be possible in this wild galaxy we all live in.
I suppose the only thing that's left on my mind that's more logistical based would be how much are we on our own for like refueling and supplies and things?
Oh, I've had my droids take care of that. In fact, there's a panel that there's a little yes. A new name for the ship. Unless you'd like to go by the Dagger and Sheath.
No. I'm changing.
No.
We're changing that.
Yeah, that's.
she looks to the group. Well, what?
Oh, do we, shit.
The auto-generation has given it lightsabers don't melt long beams.
No.
No, that's
No.
just go for a target.
That's also not true. It can.
Yes. Lightsabers can even melt Beskar if it just takes long enough. Not long enough in a combat scenario.
Well, when you hear Master Skywalker's boasting for years.
All right.
Name for the ship.
Something that feels like it would fit that would fit us.
Each of us has fallen once.
Some of us more than once.
Some of us more than once. I'd like to think for all of us, even with our failings, hope hasn't left. That right there is our second chance.
I think that's perfect.
That's
big
corny as
fingers.
hell.
Don't be a dick.
Do you not like it? It's a group decision.
I didn't say that. I just said it was corny as hell, which it is.
His big fingers are already working. The
Well, what were you gonna call it? The ship?
taken, I'm
Ship.
afraid.
Shippy big ship face.
Starfucker 9000.
Also taken.
Really? I'm surprised.
Why?
Well, the-
Who?
$20 says it's Hondo.
It's proprietary information.
Of course.
Definitely Honda.
It's definitely
What is it? Pink too?
the massive mass shrugs.
it simply shrugs.
And then hits the little green confirm. To second chances, then. There's nothing else, you should be off. Best of luck to you, Miss Asha, Mr. Phimiir, Miss Akkan, Sergeant Nix. He does a little salute.
Oh, don't do that.
We'll be on our way. I give a polite nod
Alright.
and turn around.
Fucking sergeant, you didn't tell me.
Oh, it really wasn't important.
The fuck you mean it wasn't important?
Sergeant's not nothing. This conversation continues as we go back on.
Yeah,
our
the door
ship.
closes behind you.
You're a sergeant. You always carry yourself like a commander.
Listen, one second. I'll meet you on the ship.
All right.
Hmm.
Don't take too long.
He's gonna turn around to him. I know we said mutual trades and whatnot, and I don't think you know this information, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask. What happened to the clones?
All of them.
Yes.
Your lifespans are short. As I'm sure you're aware, the Empire decided very quickly that a clone army was last week's news. An army of conscripts, as you know as stormtroopers, formed, and the clone army was disbanded with no support, no safety net. As I said, a tough lot you lot have.
Yeah, I know about that stuff. What I mean is, why... never mind.
Mm-hmm. You turn, and he taps his finger twice, and you hear like the big thunk. If you're asking specifically about your unit, perhaps if you tell me what happened between you all, I can start there. No guarantees.
We got orders. I didn't hear them.
Mm.
The orders were to...
Put down the traitorous Jedi, yes.
Yeah. I didn't hear the order directly, but Creed told us.
Your commander.
Yes. It was like a light switch. I just need to know... I just need to make sure that's not going to happen to me.
Where did you last see your squad?
When... the day the Jedi fell.
Mm. If you want details, I'll need some to start with.
Coruscant. It happened on Coruscant.
Mm.
The day the Jedi were considered traitors to the Republic and hunted down. There was a siege on the Jedi Temple in Coruscant.
Yes. Led by Vader himself. And the 501st.
Wait, what?
Yes. Darth Vader himself purged the temple. Along with his,
Wait, hold on.
Vader's fist is what the poetic call them. They're still active.
Vader?
Indeed.
That part's like kind of fucking with him a little bit.
Did you make it to the temple?
No, I was shot for being a traitor. I questioned orders.
On the way?
Yeah.
Above Coruscant's lower levels?
Yes.
There's like a 3-beat pause, and you see his eyes glance down and his fingers tap. Interesting.
Why?
You were shot with a stun round then.
No, I was hit with a full blaster bolt. I have the scar.
At point-blank range, the ion bolt would hurt. But to survive that fall, you would have had to have been unconscious.
I have the scar on my chest. That can't be right.
Based on the information you've told me, that's what I know. But if your squadron was on the way to the Jedi Temple, that's a place to start. And for what you've just told me, that will be our exchange.
Fair. Thank you. He bows politely. And
It's my pleasure, Sergeant Nix.
Nix is fine. I haven't pulled rank in years. And he goes back with his group.
The door shuts. Our camera lingers here in this room as the large hut settles back in whatever chair he's in and steeples his hands. And your ship disengages, is escorted through the suns and out, and Ash already has calculations running. It doesn't take you very long to into hyperspace. And as the ship into hyperspace, that's when we cross fate. That's when we circle fate, or circle, what's the word?
Circle fate.
Wipe?
When all Star Wars movies, the circle closes in. Whatever the word for that is. At the end. But right after the, created by George Lucas.
Uh-huh.
I get to wax narrative for a second.
Oh.
We see Boutrade in the dimly lit space of his now closed chamber, his hulking form hunched over a control panel. With a flick of a switch near the end, soft orange lights fill the room. Not from any sort of artificial light source, but filtered apparatus letting in light from the suns surrounding his vessel. The hand that flipped the lights on grabs a big handful of puffy-looking snack food and brings it to his mouth gingerly. The other hand is flicking away at a screen, sending a message. When that work is complete, the large hut leans back in his seat and chews his snack with care, as if this were a common form of meditation for him. His eyes glance down at his folded-up table of wares as he rubs the hand that shoved him food on his side absent-mindedly. Then a chime from the console interrupts his musings. His head jerks toward the screen, then his head tilts ever so slightly, sitting his mop of hair on top of his melon-sized head off to the side a bit as he smirks. Well, well, well. He wipes his hand more vigorously once against his vest and smacks a single finger on a button. A blue light emerges from the back of the console, streaking upward until it reaches the hut's eye level, and the lights take on the shape of an Ithorian. I didn't expect a call so soon. So you found them, then? And a warm salutations to you as well, old friend. The hut's head tilts back a little after this sentence, his indignance only a little serious as his eyes continue to regard the holo with that bit of glee he always seemed to have in the core of his being. The wide Ithorian head tilts side to side in what passes for an eye roll for that species. You know this is serious. Did you find them? The hut looks down at his fingers, pretending to be more interested in them than this conversation, but the show was transparently just that. Of course I did. Just finished speaking with them, in fact. We struck some deals. What I do best. He finishes his words by turning to fully face the holo. The Ithorian's eyes narrow. And? How are they? Lucky to be alive by all my calculations and appraisals. 2 Jedi, a Jedi adjacent, and 2 Imperial defectors, and only 4 of them to split those labels between. All on a single ship. The hut rests his hand on the edge of a console and leans forward as the Ithorian's head bobs down slightly and his eyes return to normal. And I imagine you advise them to split up and hide as best they can? The hut's head bobs up and down. Just as I said I would, because it's the smart move in their quite precarious position. And they refused? The Ithorian's head raises a bit more now, as the hut's in turn turns a bit askance. Just as you said they would. And the other things I said, of their value and skills? The big hammer-shaped head leans forward a bit in an inviting gesture. Accurate as well, though not entirely so. His big hand comes up to his collar and he rubs the back of his fingers on it and gazes down at them. I gave them an appropriate test. We shall see how their spirits appraise. The Ithorian nods solemnly. I'm confident in my appraisal, old friend. This last bit brings the hut's big eyes back to the light of the holo, and he pauses, rubbing his hands together a few times. I can arrange for them to speak to you. Something secure like this. The hammerhead waves side to side. They can't risk contact with the core, and especially not Coruscant in their precarious position, as you put it. The head returns to center and raises just a bit more. I have faith in them. And your word. At this, his eyes narrow again. You don't plan any major levels of taking advantage of them, do you? The Hutt's hands fly to his chest, pressing his ring fingers into his collared shirt. Me? Never. You and I both know I only deal in mutually beneficial arrangements. It builds rapport, keeps clients returning. Yes, but you and I also know the kind of benefits you'd seek from 2 Jedi, a Jedi adjacent, and 2 Imperial defectors. There's a pause in the air. And the Ithorian's voice box screeches in harmony. You just be careful with them. When am I ever not careful? I'm serious. The galaxy needs people like them. And in times like these, I think people like them need people like us. A bit idealistic for my taste, but not entirely incorrect. The Hutt's fat hand gestures towards the lights in a half wave. So just like old times, then. Just like old times. The Hutt taps the top of the console. That is all. I do have more business to attend to. Any of that have to do with finagling a way to get some of my magma cake to you? The Hutt's ever-present smirk transforms into a smile that dances on his lips. I'm making great strides, I'll have you know. I have someone on the final phases of a way to preserve it through the journey, and rigorous experimentation is underway to find the best way to reheat it. The Ithorian's head raises as both his shoulders shrug up. Or you could simply leave the confines of those gas balls and come visit the cantina. It was the Hutt's turn to shake his head slowly. I'm perfectly comfortable here. I have all I need. He spread his arms wide. Including scraps from your messes. But valuable ones. The Hutt nods and folds his hands on his belly. Yes, not entirely without value. Just like old times. Just like old times. We fade away from that.
First of all, I need you to know that I welled up a little bit. I'm always so happy to see Dex. I love him so much.
Dude, Dex is okay.
Almost cried. I'm so happy Dex is okay. Second of all, I feel like once again we are sitting here asking the same question that you are asking, dear listener. Who the fuck is Dex?
Ithorians live for a long time too, so.
They do.
Oh my god, Dex is a Jedi.
Dex has been into some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck they know Ash is Force sensitive, but here we are, I guess.
Oh my god, he is a Jedi.
God, that'd be wild.
That would be wild.
Oh my god, Dex is a Jedi.
Star Wars The First Resistance is a live play Dungeons & Dragons podcast using the Star Wars 5e system, which can be accessed for free at sw5e.com. Our podcast features the player talents of BubblingBrooke as Ashaa-kai, Practically Silver as Calchin Phimiir, Ben Lepard as Nyx, HitenNoRuroni as Raestra Akkan, and this Justin as the Game Master. Big thank you to Arcane Anthems for creating the theme song, and Wondrous Works for the key art. All relevant links are in the description. We hope you enjoy this episode, and if you did, we'd love if you left a positive review and shared the podcast. It might help others find and enjoy the podcast as well. We can't thank you enough for listening to us goof around and tell stories. We hope you all join us for the next episode. Until then, may the Force be with you.
Phimiir, you stand before Boutrod. Summoned this time, instead of for business. He rubs his big meaty hands together and welcomes you. Sesvirori. I welcome you again to the bazaar.
Glad to be here.
Oh, no need to lie to my face. But perhaps it's true.
Well, usually when I see you, I get a job, so can't blame me.
Not one like this.
Oh?
If I had my way, Fennec Shand would be here before me. But I've been assured that she is otherwise engaged, and recommends you with high marks. His big hand reaches down kind of slowly and then quickly hits 2 buttons, and kind of holo projectors, full body project 4 figures before you. One, a clone. You're familiar with those. You know what those look like. This one has sort of a faux hawk, not new, but different than what you're used to, and is not in clone armor, in some sort of mercenary garb. Someone in what appears to be Mandalorian getup, a large, femme-looking individual with long black braided hair and a shield at her back. The third, a Nautilin individual in robes. Blue, it appears, though holoprojectors only show blue. And the fourth, also a blue-skinned, it looks like a... Hold on, don't worry. Togruta, there we go. Ooh, there's so many nouns in Star Wars. I assume you got the files, the briefing.
I did, but why them? They don't look like a threat to anyone.
We're not assessing threats here. I would hire someone else for that. No, these are your targets. Study them well. There's a little joystick, and everything kind of slides away so that he can look at you, and these figures are like to your right, his left. Don't underestimate them, though. You know how to deal with Jedi.
I do.
I was assured as such. I don't think you're lying.
I'm not. I've run into one too many.
You shouldn't be, at least.
You could tell if I was. Why would I?
His big head rolls from one side to the other in a fair enough gesture. He raises his hands, one to either side. Good. This will be like usual. Half now, half when the job is done. I assume that I can trust Finnick Shand when she says you won't disappoint me.
Yes, you can trust her.
Can I trust you?
Yes, but, sir, you still haven't told me what I'm going to do.
His hands go back together and he rubs them. Precisely what you do best, Esphere.